most loved ones. Kids, hooked on technology and disconnected from nature. And we, as parents, try to encourage them to go outside, explore and play, and teach them history. Yet, it seems hopeless at times. Nocta Macro. Introducing the world's first waterproof kids detector series. Mini and Midi Horde. Easy to use. Lightweight and compact. Finds, discriminates, and pinpoints. Just like an adult's detector. Share your hobby with your kids to build great family memories. Let your kids discover a world full of adventure. Experience and excitement of discovery right outside their door. Mini and Midi Horde. World's first waterproof kids detector series for the young treasure hunters of the future.
I'm Dave D, and you're watching XP Team USA.
What is in the box? Say hello.
Hello.
What's in the box, Bananas? Have a look. What's in it? What is it? What is it? Nelly, what's in the box? Look.
Mini detector!
Mini detector!
It's Thursday, it's 8 o'clock, and Adrian's having a drink. It's the Big Detecting Show with myself, Dave Sadler, and our beautiful co-host. Well, hiya Adrian, how are you? Mr. Adrian Gaylor.
All right, yeah, I'm fine, thanks. You all right, Dave?
Fantastic.
Sorry, no green screen tonight, bit hectic. Just come back from the Cotswolds, so literally just got in the house. So,
Did you have a nice time?
Yeah, I felt bad though, because obviously last year Detectable was held around there, Burford, and I was just driving along looking at all those fields, just, oh my God.
Sobbing.
Well, it's just, those fields at Detectable, so lovely, and the scenery and everything, and I was just like wanting to get out of the car and detect, but obviously I haven't got permission there. But yeah, it just brought back memories, good memories of last year, and hopefully it will come again soon.
Hopefully soon. Sadly, we're all going into a bit of a peculiar time again. We don't know whether we're coming or we're going, but hopefully a couple of months' time we will all be sorted, no doubt. Anyway, we'll crack on. We've got a brand new guest tonight, all the way from America. We'll be talking to him shortly. In the meantime, we'll go through our normal thing. Luke, unfortunately, not been able to do the news again. I'm going to try and suss out how he does it, because he does it darn good, and I'm no good at that clap-trappery. So, anyway, first bit of news. I'm sure everybody who's watching tonight will join us in sending out some good luck and hope for John Titchin, Jet Ski John. who was taken ill last night at work, and apparently he's currently in Broad Green Hospital in Liverpool. So hope everything turns out okay, John. And Jackie, our thoughts with you too. Obviously, anything we can do, any help we can offer in any way, shape or form, you know, just give us a shout. You're not going to be watching, but hey, thoughts are with you both anyway. So that's from myself, Luke, and I'm sure Adrian too, and people in the chat room. So that's the first bit of thing I wanted to touch on. Obviously, unfortunately, Martin Bass was supposed to be with us tonight, but Martin Bass himself has been a bit ill and lost his voice. So Martin will now be on the 22nd of October. So looking forward to that. Don't forget as well, we have our Diggers Dips prize draw at 8:45 p.m. where the good, nice people at Treasure Hunting Magazine have offered Mr. Gaylor,
a year's subscription to the magazine. So delivered to your door. So 12 copies of the magazine delivered to your door. UK's biggest selling metal detecting magazine, I should say. Been going for over 40 years.
It's not the biggest free magazine though. That's us.
No,
archaeology and metal detecting magazine, may I say.
Yes. Which one day may take over. You know.
It'll never take over. It'll never take over. Treasure Hunting Magazine's too darn good. Yeah. We're just the poorer younger brother.
Well, the more news, the better on our hobby. That's all.
Absolutely. And that will be increasing because some of the things that I've been busy doing will soon be put to bed, so we'll be able to get my bottom back into gear. What else have we got? Let me just let you know, I had a fantastic delivery the other day, a most peculiar delivery. I opened it up and I was like, what's this? I had a load of flags appear and I'm pulling them out. It was like I was like a clown. And then I pulled out a mouse trap with some cheese on it. And then there was a small bit of tube. And then I didn't know if it was porn or not. Pig Hunt DVD. But the pièce de la résistance was this beautiful little item, courtesy of Mr. Stephen Pettican. So thank you very much, Stephen. This is absolutely stunning. And I've decided it's definitely going in the shed because I'm going to be spending a lot of time in there. Absolutely stunning. Very weighty, very well crafted. And Mr. Pettican has also changed the name of his YouTube channel. So if you're looking for him, go and have a look for Tidy Treasure Hunter. As you can see below, just below, well, it's gone now. So there you go. Shall we say hello to a few people in the chat room? See who's in there? Do you want to do that? Because I'm talking too much.
Darren Booth. Hi, Darren. Yeah, we chat occasionally on Detector Network. Darren posts quite a bit up. Detector Network. Scott. Metal Detecting War Relics from Spain.
That's Mr. Nick West.
Tidy Treasure Hunter. Bob Hope. Hi, Bob. Tom Trussell. Metal Detecting War Relics. Stans Ladd. Good evening. Tidy Treasure Hunter. Rick Hill. Evening. Tom Trussell. Hi. Nicola Roberts. Hello, Nicola. Nice wave there. Dirt Diggers UK. John Clayton. Diggers Dick.
Dirt Diggers UK. That's Dirt Diggers UK. That's Scott and Kimmy DeBay.
Carl Hudson. Tidy Treasure Hunter. It's all gone pear-shaped. It's just jumped about 40,000, whatever. Rick Hill. But yeah, it's a lot of people in there.
Ramon Gallan from Berlin.
Yeah, I saw that from Berlin.
Philip Wills. James Newman. David E. Jones.
Oh, so, James Newman. Block him. Block James Newman.
Right, so
buddy. Block him.
What we'll briefly do now, before we bring our guest on, we'll have a look at the news. So, Luke, I'm sharing the screen. There's a short video that's going to be coming on first when we start. There we go. And I've lost it. Where is that? No, that's not it. Where's that video gone? I know where it is. Why you do this to me? It's in the downloads, isn't it? There you go.
There we go, this is the first hole I've dug in the field here. I pulled this out of the hole, put a manky iron, but then in here, I was masking that. There's a lovely tone coming out, there's a grunt behind it. Look at him, that's lovely. That is nice. That's all that, what's that, 1700? Yeah, very nice. There we go. Always put it back the way you found it. Look at that. That's how they should be filled in all the time. Especially when there's livestock in the field.
So there you go. That was Mr. Stephen Pettican. Thank you for that, Stephen. So if anybody, you know, if you want to, why aren't we sharing? Share again. Share. Let's try again. Sharing again. Go into the news. If anybody does want to obviously offer any videos or see your finds, obviously send them in because we do look at them every week. So the first bit, as I shared in the group last night, this is Colchester Police and Gosbeck's Archaeological Park. Police caught a person illegally metal detecting at one of the most important sites in Colchester. Following reports from members of the public, they went there on Wednesday. It's a scheduled ancient monument, one of the most significant Iron Age and Roman sites in the country. Basically, night hawking and person was arrested. The artifacts were recovered. The detecting equipment was seized.
Do you know what?
Over to you, Adrian.
If that was someone who had a beginner's machine, like a Go Find or a Chinese one off Amazon, fair enough. You could possibly say, look, mate, this isn't what you should be doing, and you shouldn't be doing it here. But if you look at the picture, he's got an Ox 800 or 600, yeah. Can't tell. He's obviously an experienced detectorist, and people like him, I've got to be careful because that is 15 minutes from my house. It's up the road. And Colchester, as we know, the Romans was a big settlement for the Romans. I just can't believe someone would do that. It makes us all look idiots.
Well, as I'm going to say, and I'm going to say a word that I shouldn't say probably on air, but for that person and anybody else participating in a similar things, you are a twat. Stop it. You're destroying, you're just going to make things worse for yourself as well as everybody else. Stop being a twat.
Hopefully they've confiscated his machine. And
apparently so, yeah.
Yeah, and he will be reported, but he'll probably get a £50 fine or a community service picking tin cans out of a ditch or something for a week. But
well, I hope he gets named and shamed, and we can all.
Well, I've got to be careful because I might know him, but
it's okay. Poke him in the eye with a dirty stick.
Yeah, well, I'd just do more than that. I'd put that shaft somewhere from his knocks, sun wouldn't shine. But it's just the news are desperate.
Yeah.
They've been quite good the last few months. There's been a lot of positivity about metal detecting, and there's been a lot of good news about fines and stuff. But it only takes one, doesn't it, to ruin it for everyone? And I just can't. I just get so. I read that yesterday or today, and I just got so cross about it. Sorry, Dave.
As I think many people did. Next up, a treasure trove from another age discovered in the English Channel's ancient ghost town. This is in the Isle of Wight, where finds constitute the most intact wooden middle Stone Age structure ever found in the UK, 11 metres below sea level, during a period of human activity at the site. So let's scroll down. Internet's a bit pap this morning. Oh, there's an image. Archaeologists uncovering the underwater structure. Very murky, isn't it?
Well, English, full of plastic.
Yeah, there's a better picture of it. A wooden structure that was spotted on the seabed. I thought that was Robert De Niro then, look. Wondered if he was talking Italian. So, fantastic find. Next up is a big metal detecting find. This was I believe, an XP machine. Sue Washington uncovered a warrior burial site near the town of Marlow in Berkshire. That's the remain of what they believe to be a warlord.
Wow.
So he was a 6-foot tall man. It's his third visit to the site overlooking the Thames Valley, and the skeleton was 1,500 years old. He was buried alongside an array of expensive luxuries and weapons, such as a sword in a decorative scabbard, spears, bronze and glass vessels. Let's just have a scroll down. There she is with something. That's Sue Washington. Just trying to see there's no actual images of any of the finds other than what's in her hand. So fantastic, another great history altering thing for the UK. Egypt discovered ancient coffins in a major archaeological find. This is in Saqqara. I went to Egypt 15 years ago to Sharm el Sheikh, and we took the tour over to Cairo to see the pyramids, etc. And the pyramids was the hugest letdown of my life, Adrian. It was just surrounded by dirt and people bothering you. Looking out and seeing McDonald's and Burger King and Pizza Hut, it was just, it was just didn't do it for me. And I'd spent so many years being excited about actually visiting her one day. I went to Saqqara, totally different. Saqqara, in the last 15 years, so many things have been discovered there. New shafts, new pyramids. Obviously, these 29 different 59 human coffins.
Wow.
Absolutely stunning place. Awesome. If you ever get the chance. And then we went to Memphis as well, which was the former capital of Egypt.
I was meant to be going out there next month with work, but obviously with the COVID, it's been put off. And
everything's gone peaked.
The guide was going to the person who's taken us out there was going to show me all the non-touristy bits. So I was really excited, but because of COVID again. Oh, Detector Network.
Detector Network. We'd introduced it last week, and we're going to continue introducing it. So I'll scroll through, and as you can see, there's a completely different look. There's a brand new design, a major overhaul, and it's much easier to use on mobile phones. So, i.e., if you put it in your search engine on your mobile phone, it's better than it was. The app's still not ready, unfortunately.
I think Scott he might say something in a minute, but I think he's been making some final tweaks, hence why the web interface has changed. But
I've actually got he sent me all the news by text, so I've got it all ready.
Yeah, but it's definitely quicker. On Android it flies now. I like it.
There's also a detectorist rating system plus membership cards which will be released soon, and this will help when scouting for permissions. Now hold on a minute. Sign in the left side. I'll press the profile pictures. Is that it? No, that's not it. Profile picture, is that it? There it is. He said to put it in night mode so you can see a total different view in night mode. Oh, look!
Saves on your battery as well.
Look what's on telly there. The rating system will be available to pro members. Paying members currently set at £2 a month. He's introduced a loyalty point system. You get points for posting and commenting, i.e. 1,000 points equals £1 at the moment. 10 points per post, 10 points per article, 5 points per comment. And they aim to reward the most active, engaged members with some free giveaways too. So that sounds absolutely fantastic. He's done a lot of work.
Yeah, I think that's good, rewarding people for posting and liking stuff.
I think Darren Booth's going to make a fortune on there.
Yeah, Darren's on there a lot. I'm on there a lot.
Nice.
I haven't been lately, but the last couple, I think I posted something yesterday about a coin.
Look at that.
I found one of those the other month.
Beautiful. Anyway, we'll stop sharing and we will bring our guest in because we're keeping him waiting. And I'm on the wrong page. There I am, back on the right page. So, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to introduce to you Mr. Nathan Matthews, who is the proprietor of Rhode Island Relics in America. So, good evening, Nathan. How are you?
How are you? How are you guys?
Hi, Nathan.
Sorry to keep you waiting there. I went a bit over chatting away.
That's all right. I don't know which way to stand in front of this camera.
Fantastic to have you on. So, could you introduce yourself to us a little bit, please? And obviously, Rhode Island Relics.
Yes, so I'm Nathan Matthews. I run Rhode Island Relics. This is my little shop. I'll give you a little tour here of my store. In America, we run the Pound the Ground events. They're pretty large metal detecting events. They've at least turned into these massive events now. Our history, not like your history at all. I mean, we know that, but they're still, for us as American detectorists, we're always looking for the oldest possible thing. For us, it's like early 1600s. For you guys, it's something next level. So you guys find buttons and throw them away. We find buttons and celebrate.
So, Rhode Island Relics, as a entity, how long has that been in?
Now it's been 6 years altogether. Rhode Island Relics just started off as this, originally it was just going to be a little hobby group. And then I started running events and it just got bigger and bigger over the course of time. And then I was in with Mind Lab and going, I became a dealer with Mind Lab and met, D-Lec from Nope to Macro, the XP team, and Garrett detectors here in America. And it just sort of expanded into this like crazy thing here. Our events are not like yours. You guys don't seed over there because you don't have to. You don't seed because you've got tons of history, thousands of years of history. Over here, we like to find silver in the ground. So my last event, very small, we put about $6,000 US in the ground. The upcoming event will be a max of 3,000 guests with $100,000 worth of silver in the ground.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, have you been hit yourself and your events with this, the whole COVID-19 pandemic?
Yeah, so basically my latest event, my Rhode Island events. Now, Rhode Island is a very small state in the United States. We're tiny. You can drive through our entire state in 45 minutes. So my Rhode Island events are always small. But 300 people is my max for Rhode Island events. And this year I had to cut it down to about 125 for the coronavirus. But that means 125 people went out into the fields and dug $6,000 worth of coins. And we also had a themed night event, which was, I don't know if you guys are familiar with E.T., the movie E.T.
Oh, yes.
So we did a full E.T. night event. Let's just not say it's an E.T. night event due to copyright reasons. It was themed as though it was a reminder of E.T. and we had a spaceship. It was amazing. It was amazing. A night hunt in the middle of the woods with a spaceship, with fog machines, like smoke machines, everything. If you guys want to look, you can see some pictures on Facebook.com, RI Relics. But they're amazing pictures. The night was absolutely amazing. I've never seen anything like it in my life.
That sounds absolutely brilliant.
Sounds really cool.
It's a lot of fun.
That gives Mind Lab a run for the money at last year's Detectable.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I like that the horse thing and stuff that they had going on. This event was just, I mean, I'm a nerd. I went into the woods and I saw something that looked like the forest from the beginning of the movie, and I just went with it. I just went crazy. And then, so everything that was seeded in the ground was ET related. So we had ET tokens, ET silver rounds, space themed coins, and those coins would give you prizes. Like we gave out the new Nopta mini horde. We gave out an Equinox 800. We gave out a full simplex metal detecting package with a black 88 shovel, black digging trowel, a Nopta macro case. Like, I mean, it was everything, a pulse dive. Everything for that grand prize package was absolutely amazing. Everything you could need for metal detecting ever.
What about BMX? Did you have a BMX?
We did. We had a BMX. We had a BMX with a basket hanging in a tree.
Cool. I remember as a kid in the UK, a company called Rally used to make BMXs, and they did a special ET Rally burner, and it was a really cool bike. Everyone wanted it, and it's really collectible now. Really collectible.
We couldn't afford the original ET bike because it was like, I don't know, $15,000 or something crazy. So we got a replica bike that looks very similar to it, and we put a basket on it, and we put a little ET with the towel over his head. It was pretty awesome.
I quite like the sound of this, Dave. I can imagine something in the UK.
Definitely. Absolutely. Yeah. Marcus Regton just, he said, good evening, Marcus, by the way. Anyone remember the South of England rallies with night events, but no torches allowed?
Oh, God, that'd go wrong. Alcohol detecting, no torches. That'd go pear-shaped big time.
They still have events around here where you're not allowed to use a pinpointer.
Really?
So you've got to dig the hole and rub the dirt against the coil of the machine in order to find. It's a little tougher.
Yeah.
To be honest, it sounds so much fun to what, we have rallies in the UK, it's organised, you go out, you find what you found, you do exactly what it says on the tin as a metal detectorist, whatever your way of doing it is.
Right.
This is an entirely different concept, isn't it?
Yeah. I like the sound of that. Sounds really good, actually. It's almost like going to the cinema, but a virtual one. Almost. Yeah, it's a good idea, E.T. Maybe, Dave, we could have like a carry-on camping sort of one.
the one with the Roman mosaics.
Yeah. I'm just thinking of that. Sorry, Nathan. In the UK, we have a very politically incorrect in the 1970s set of films that were made with women that were topless a lot and men saying rude things, and it wouldn't go down well today, but it was quite popular then. I'm just picturing it.
Still popular by me. Still pop every time it's on ITV3 on a Saturday morning. I watch it.
Yeah, I
watched Carry On Screaming the other night again.
Yeah. So Nathan, in your shop, what sort of machines do you sell? What sort of?
So we are mainly carrying, obviously, the American brand. We carry Garrett. We carry Nokta Macro. Delek is a good friend of mine. She's been fantastic. We carry MindLab. They were my first supporter from the get-go. So I carry every MindLab product, and I'm still a CTX 3030 user. We carry the XP equipment as well. And that's about it. I mean, those are the machines that I believe in, so I carry them. I carry what I personally would use, honestly.
Yeah.
Pete Terrell in the chat room says this is the first time he's ever seen you sober.
Oh, wow. Yeah, he would be right. He would be right.
And before we started the show, we were chatting, and as you saw when Nathan spanned the camera around before, Pete, you need a coffee shop. He's got a coffee shop in his shop, and it looks absolutely fantastic. You have a coffee shop,
Peter,
I'll come down.
Peter, look at my coffee shop. This is my coffee shop. Pound the Grounds. Instead of Pound the Ground, the name of my event.
I like that. Pound the Coffee Grounds.
Pound the Coffee Grounds.
Marvelous.
Yeah, I met Peter in Sardinia for MindLab. He's a great guy.
I'll see. Were you going to say it, Dave? Blackadder?
No, you carry on.
Behind you, we see you've got the Blackadder.
Blackadder, yeah. I love these guys.
Which is good. A UK company exporting to the States.
Right.
How did you get tied up with them?
Nathan Cole and I just sort of communicated a bit. I mean, so I go to the UK quite a bit. I mean, I go there as often as I possibly can, minus Corona craziness. And I used the Black 88 shovel when I was out there the first time, and I was just obsessed with it. I mean, the craftsmanship on the shovel is absolutely amazing, and it was very easy to dig through your cornfields. Out there, you guys have a lot of stone in your cornfields. You just need a shovel that's going to be able to break through that and rip it up and do it nicely. So, yeah, I got in touch with them, and I just started carrying their product, and I carry Black 88 shovels as my exclusive shovel in the shop. It's what I believe in. Like, that's what my shop is. My stuff, the stuff that I love, the stuff that I use, that's what I sell. So
that's good.
I sort of got in touch with Nathan. Also, he has a cool name. So
yeah. That's lovely to hear that a little country like us is exporting spades or shovels, whatever you call them, over to the States in such a big country.
But you're saying that, Adrian, engineering in the UK it's absolutely fantastic. You can't beat British engineering.
It is. Unfortunately, we're what's that, Dave? Is that me or you? Oh, sorry, it's an effort. Yeah, just got some pop up. But yeah, UK manufacturing, even though we're a bit behind in technology compared to our European counterparts, we do make good things. We do, and I long and hope it continues. And unfortunately, with COVID, it's fortunately with COVID, I think a lot more people are going to be buying British things because things are going to change in the future.
Yeah, these shovels, I can't keep them in stock for very long. They go pretty quickly. I mean, I push these shovels pretty hard. I love them, and like that's the truth. I would never sell somebody something I wouldn't use myself. But these shovels here now, I probably have 2 left, and I think I had 30, so I get rid of them very quickly. I run a small shop here, but it's pretty busy, and it goes very quickly. So, I mean, issues with shipping back and forth from the UK to America, that's going to be a problem. But yeah, I always stick with Black 88. I mean, you got to think about it as like a family of detectorists, you know, like everyone has to take care of each other, you know. I'm a little guy out here in Rhode Island in the middle of the tiniest state in America, and those guys have supported me from the get-go. So, you know, I'm just going to stick with my family.
That's great to hear. Great. So do you test out, so obviously all the machines you sell, have you actually been out in the field with them?
Every one of them. Every single one of them. And that will include the MIDI Horde. Like I will be testing that as soon as they arrive this week. I just tested the Garrett Apex. That came in for me. Now, Garrett is huge here in America. The machine was phenomenal. And their old AT Pro, AT Max, those are great machines as well, but I think they really stepped it up with discrimination on this machine. My first hunt out, not a big deal for you guys because you have a lot of old history there, but here I went out, I think I got 3 silver coins in 15 minutes time. So the machine works perfect. It's a fantastic machine. But there's a lot of competition here. You know, the Simplex is a fantastic machine as well, and that's fully submersible. So it really depends on what my customers want. The customers are usually asking for something that's fully submersible. So I'll always push them in the direction of the Simplex. It's a fantastic machine. Like I said, though, personally, I use the CTX 3030, and I have been obsessed with it since the get-go. So yeah, that's my go-to machine.
Yeah, it's a good machine, the CTX 3030, even though it does give you a bad back after half an hour.
And I have progressive multiple sclerosis, so I'm not even supposed to swing a machine that big. So
wow, really?
Yeah, I got spinal surgery actually coming up. October 21st is the first of 3 surgeries. But guess what? I'm still swinging my detector every single day whenever I can. I don't care.
Do you know, Nathan, in the UK, swinging also means something else, and we're not going to go there.
I'm aware of what that means.
Yeah. That's why Dave joined the hobby. Dave got confused when he started the hobby. He thought it was something else, and then when someone came out to him with a machine, he got confused. But with your customers who come in your shop, are they a mix of people who want to learn about the hobby and start detecting, or are they, and what's the sort of age in the States? Because in the UK, it's quite an older age, mature age.
Here, Rhode Island Relics has really started to appeal to the younger generation. So, I mean, I don't know if you could tell, but like, I don't look like your standard, you know, metal detectorist. I'm covered in tattoos. In America, that's very strange to see. So these kids are, you know, they like that. They feel comfortable. So I'm getting younger people here buying, you know, beginners machines, and then they move up to an intermediate machine, and eventually we'll move up to something like a CTX 3030 or, you know, there really is no age limit at this rate. And also now that we have these massive events, people are just obsessed with it. Find treasure in the ground. Who doesn't want to make money? You know, they come out to the event. They spend, you know, a couple $100 and they leave with $500 worth of silver. I mean, it's a win-win.
Yeah, it's definitely addictive. I think it is like a drug, metal detecting. And the mini hoard, I was fortunate to get one last week, wasn't it, Dave? We did an unboxing
that's right. Yeah,
on the show. We did an unboxing, and I gave it to a friend of mine who's got 2 children, 7 and 9, and they went.
What is that the names?
No.
Or is that a bug?
No. Shirley and Brian. No, the 2 children, and they went out with the mini hoard last weekend, and I just said, look, give it to them. They've never done metal detecting before. The young kids. They went out in a forest and they found some English currency. They found an old buckle, and the person I lent it to, because I field test, Nathan, for a magazine here in the UK. So I've got a vast array of machines. And first time I had the MIDI hoard, I started playing with it and thought, it's very well made, great little machine, but really, will it get kids' attention? The box straight away looks like it's, when I was young, it was Action Man, or in the States you call it Action Jack, I think. It was like a kid's toy. Yeah. And they took it out in the box, and the guy I lent it to, he said his kids were in the pouring rain for 2 hours with it in a forest, and they absolutely loved it. And it got dark, and they had to go home. And I just thought, how lovely is that to hear?
Right.
Young kids, really, you're fresh air, looking for treasure.
Right.
They found a few pound, which, a few dollars equivalent to you, in the ground. But they found treasure. It did what it said. And the depth was quite good, apparently.
To them, it is treasure. And I have twin 5-year-olds. So my son, Elliot, and my daughter, Edie, they love metal detecting, and they're 5. So I can't wait for the MIDI hoard to get here, because I'm going to give it to them, and they're going to come out with me, and they're going to metal detect, and they're going to have the best time of their lives. Every single time we go out, we're looking. My little 5-year-old son now knows how to tell you how old a wall is. So he can look at a wall and tell you if it's here, like we said, we're not as old as you guys, but here we look for 1600s walls. We look for 1700s walls. And my son can tell the difference between 16s, 17s, 18s, and on. So it's pretty cool.
Wow. I'm waiting for an 8-year-old child to find a hoard or something.
Right.
I genuinely think, because a lot of it is not down to the machine, it's what you walk over.
Right.
Some child will walk over a hoard, find it, the dad will start digging, helping them, and they will probably pull up 100 gold staters or Roman gods or whatever. And that would be great. That would be great for the hobby, and that would be positive.
Right.
I hope that happens soon. But I just hope not to macro have got enough manufacturing capacity, because if I was a kid, that would be on my list. Because I started metal detecting when I was about 7 with my granddad. So,
all right. So in the UK, you guys have a huge amount of people that are into metal detecting. It's not like a hobby over there. Over there, it is this massive crowd of people that really enjoy it. Here, we're just starting to get kids interested in metal detecting. So what you guys have had over there, the MIDI hoard is going to be fantastic for you. For here, we're going to really have to work our way into getting the kids interested in the history. Also, you have, and I've said this a bunch of times already, your history is absolutely fantastic compared to our very short historic timeline here in America. So it's a little bit tougher. Our main focus, and I hate to say it, is kids love money. So, our newest commercial for the shop is based on what kids love. Kids love that new trap rap music, and they love money. And so that's the focus of the commercial, really just to tie them into metal detecting. We want to teach them about history. We want them to be using the machines for the right reason. But there's got to be a way to pull them into the market. And doing so is unfortunately going to have to, appeal to the nature of their, the things they love right now. So we'll do what we can, and hopefully we'll be able to reach out to a lot of kids and get them interested in what we're doing. Ultimately, it's the greatest thing that's ever happened in my life. I mean, I get to travel all over the world and find like literal treasure, historic, you know, the historic value to me is way better than anything else. I don't care about the monetary value of anything. So being able to teach kids to metal detect, love metal detecting, uncover history, it's fantastic.
Yeah, uncover history.
Well, can I just interject, chaps? I'm sharing the screen because we're going to go over to Diggers Dips for our draw. So, Luke, I'm sharing. Am I? There we go. So, over to Diggers Dips. We'll continue chatting for a minute or so, but as you can see, there's 2 prizes tonight. The first is a 12-month subscription to, it's not The Searcher, it's Treasure Hunting Magazine. Christopher Bailey, you got that wrong.
Where's he put the searcher?
He's put that in the middle. 12-month subscription to The Searcher. What's that about? It's actually Treasure Hunting Magazine, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, it could be The Searcher if you want.
And the second prize tonight is the usual weekly prize of 10 Diggers Dips tokens. So good luck to all who have entered. Nathan, have a look at this when you can. I don't think it's available in the US at the moment, but I think in the future there may be even potential of franchising out there. But it's a fantastic site. Multiple prizes. I've actually won. I win nothing, but I've won a few times. I won the Gladius shovel, Blackadder Gladius shovel on here. Yeah. So it's brilliant. Loads of things going on there.
I never win anything. I think one time in my life I've won something, and it was like a lobster. I won
a lobster. That's a bit random.
That's it.
That's about as random as what Stephen Pettican sent me in the post. So the draw started now. First place draw. Nathan, it's over to you tonight. You can announce the number and the winner. The winner will pop up as soon as the numbers are generated.
Okay, cool.
Come on, high number. 123.
I'm going 18 tonight.
27.
There's only 25 entrants.
Oh.
Well, it's a 2.
Oh. It's almost there.
24.
All right. So number 24 is the winner. And does that say the butt chick?
The Butch UK.
Oh.
but far prepared.
It was only on my screen for a second. So the butt UK. Sorry.
Well done, the butt chick.
Yeah, we call it the butt chuck. The butt chuck here in America. Oh, the Butch UK. I'm so sorry.
Just going through the thingy to see who the butt chick is. And in second place we have
Nick Evans.
Nick Evans. Well done, Nick. So I can't find who the Butch UK is. I'm going through the post, but I can't find it. So the Butch UK is the winner of the 12-month subscription to Treasure Hunting Magazine. If you could, you'll get an email generated which will tell you you've won, and Chris will forward that details over to myself, and I will forward that over to Adrian, if that's okay. Yeah. And Nick Evans, congratulations on second place. Obviously, you'll get an email confirmation, but that will be credited to your account. So thank you again to Diggers Dips, and thank you as well to Treasure Hunting Magazine this week. Fantastic prize worth, what, £45, Adrian?
Yep. And it's delivered to your door. So, and you get it, I think if you subscribe, you get it just before it goes in the shops. So it's very popular at the moment. I think with COVID, a lot of people have been subscribing online because obviously a lot of the shops are shut and stuff. So yeah, a lot of people have been getting it to their door. But we have had a phenomenal amount of people submitting finds through the website. There's a link where you can submit your finds, and Julian Evan Hart, the editor, will no doubt give you a call. Something really interesting and give you a bit more information and history on it as well, because he likes to talk very much. But yeah, no, that he does, doesn't he? I've got to see him next week actually, so I better get ready for it. But yeah, did you want to go through the comments, Dave?
Well, first and foremost, we usually go to adverts now, but I'm not 100% sure if we'll have them due to the there's a bit of disruption on the internet at Luke's end.
What is in the box? Say hello.
Hello.
What's in the box, Bananas? Have a look. What's in it? What is it? What is it? Nelly, what's in the box? Look. Mini detector. What is in the box? Say hello.
Hello.
What's in the box, Bananas? Have a look. What's in it? What is it? What is it? Nelly, what's in the box? Look. Mini detector.
Thank you for how many hearts we love them.
No worries, Bonnie.
Thank you for how many hearts we love them.
If
Thank
no-
you for how many hearts we love them.
Good.
Welcome back, everyone.
Oh, hey, say hi to my buddy. This is my little buddy. He lives here now, along with his spaceship.
Oh, cool.
There's a fantastic meme of E.T. How did E.T. get his long neck?
Oh,
And it's a toilet seat slapping down on his hurdy-gurdy. Anyway, Nathan, twins with mini hordes. What's that about? It must be a growing thing, both for yourself and Luke. Making the girls famous. I hope they enjoyed them, Luke. And I presume you're going to be taking them somewhere this weekend to get them, give them a good testing out.
yeah. I mean, so as soon as the machine arrives, I immediately have to play with it anyways, just because I want to know how it works. So I'm going to take the kids out probably. I just got some cornfield permissions here, that's where our oldest history is here.
Yeah.
So cornfield permissions, I'm going to take them out to some little spots and try the machines out. And the truth is, like, even if they don't find anything amazing, they're still going to have a blast. So that's all I care about. It's going to be a lot of fun just hanging out with kids.
Nathan, out of interest, what's it like getting permissions in the States?
It really depends. I mean, if you see, like I showed you guys my tattoos, I'm not exactly, when I go up to a door, people are not like, oh, yay.
He's going to kill me. He's going to kill me. He's going to kill me.
They're very closed-minded here. So what I do is I dress up. I put a nice little dress shirt on. I keep my hat on. I wear my Rhode Island Relics sweatshirt, and I walk up to doors and I just say, listen, you know, my name's Nathan from Rhode Island Relics, and we're looking for history in the ground. If there's any chance you would let me metal detect your property, you can keep everything that I find. I just want to take pictures of it for the page. And then usually they'll be okay with it. Some people will immediately just say, nope, no. And I'm like, okay, gotta go, thank you. So you don't spend a lot of time there. So just house to house, house to house. You just keep asking. Over here, like, our properties are way smaller than what you guys have to deal with. I mean, you've got hundreds and hundreds of acres you have to ask permission on.
We do, but it is a big problem here. A big problem getting permissions. We have a lot of clubs where people clubs pay an amount to the farmer, but it is a big problem for people. I'd say it's the only downside to the hobby is you can go and buy a machine tomorrow. You can research the site and see that a Roman road went through it. But when you actually knock on the farmer's door, a lot of it can be trust. A lot of it can be they've had someone on there before who's found stuff and not declared it. But it's a big problem here in the UK. And I think going back to, you know, if someone knocks at your door, you don't know who they are. They could have a mobile phone from the corner shop where they're £10 credit and they give you a number. And I think having some sort of what Detector Network were doing actually talking about, having some way of identifying you and finding out your credentials and stuff is quite key. But I'm quite fortunate. I have quite a few permissions. It's a problem in the UK. We have a lot of history, but not a lot of people like it. I don't know.
Here we have, there's a ton of competition for getting permissions, especially when you live in the smallest state in the United States of America. There are a lot of detectorists now, especially due to Corona. So it really just takes somebody who's willing to take the risk of being told no repeatedly before you find a solid property. And now you find a solid property here, and I mean, I've been metal detecting the same cornfield for, I don't know, 6 years now, and every year I find some more amazing history. So it's just a matter of, like, you know, how much time you're willing to spend somewhere, and if you're willing to spend the whole day to find one thing, you know. And I am, because I'm obsessed with metal detecting, so I'll do whatever is necessary to find whatever I can uncover. But yeah, lots of permission problems here, especially with there being so many people. So similar but different.
So what would be your standout metal detecting find?
I already found that. My standout metal detecting find was an 1867 $3 gold coin here, which was minted 2,550 times. And the events that I have, the pound the ground events, I planted that coin in the ground for someone else to find. And the guy that found it, he goes to the UK on a regular basis. His name is Treasure Tom Shively. He's a great friend of mine. And he actually found that coin when it was seeded in a field, and he's got it forever. And I couldn't be happier with someone else having it. I would have sold it anyway. So,
why did you decide to put it in the ground instead of keeping it as your standout find?
Well, I mean, the reality is I've had a bunch of standout finds. I'm very lucky, and what am I going to do with it? I'm not ever going to sell it. I would never sell any of my finds here. Our history here is short, but it's all very important. And I don't know, I wanted to do something at our events that other people weren't doing, you know, like I put my entire silver collection, gold collection, everything in the ground at that event. And I stick to that. This year I did not put my own silver in the ground, but that's because I didn't have to. I put $6,000 in the ground for a very small event. So, I mean, going forward, it doesn't bother me to get rid of any of the things that I find. I have the memory of them. I know exactly when I dug that. I know the moment. I was in tears. Like, I remember it crystal clear. I'll never forget that. So it's not
for those who don't know, I'm just sharing a screen. I've just found an image of said coin. I think it's the right one anyway. I can't remember where it is. Is it in
I can
that?
tell you
There it is.
crystal clear. That is it. If it pops up. Yes,
There it
that's
is.
it. 1867. That's a 63, I think. Mine's an
All right.
1867 $3 gold coin, minted very little. And I mean, I lucked out. I dug that in Woodstock, Connecticut, in the front of someone's house, who only let us metal detect there for 15 minutes because we were making too much noise for the church next door.
Huh.
One
Wow.
question I would ask you, Nathan. What got you into metal detecting, and what was your first machine?
All right, so I tell this story a lot, actually. So when I was diagnosed with progressive multiple sclerosis, I needed a way to exercise, and I couldn't run any longer. I used to be all about running every day. I'd run about 13 miles a day, and I couldn't run any longer. I needed exercise. My friend Jeff Muthersbaugh asked me to join him metal detecting one day. I said I would never, and then I finally gave in. I went out. I had always had an obsession with history as a kid, and going throughout high school and whatnot. So I joined him for a metal detecting excursion, and then from that moment on, I was absolutely obsessed with metal detecting. The first metal detector I ever used, I believe, was his terrible, broken bounty hunter machine, and then I moved up immediately to a Garrett machine, and then I just went crazy and bought a CTX 3030, and now I have every machine you could possibly need. I'm just obsessed with, how they run. Like an XP, for example, in the UK, that machine is fantastic. I mean, I love it. It's great, and I don't have to carry it around I don't have to carry a CTX around your massive cornfields there, with a 17-inch coil on it. So I'll use the XP Deus over there. Yeah, I mean, I got obsessed, and now I am completely in love with metal detecting, and every aspect of my life is metal detecting. I turned a career as a professional musician into, I'll just do this metal detecting thing, and then I turned metal detecting into my life. My whole life is surrounded by metal detecting. I run my own shop. I have events that I run every year. It's just been the greatest thing that could ever happen in my life. And this disease, it's very, very beneficial for my disease.
Yeah.
You're definitely one of the most passionate people I've spoken to, Nathan. You can see the passion for the hobby that you've got. It's fantastic, and obviously, we've spoken to numerous people, myself included. I'm fat. I've got several conditions, and metal detecting helps. And for one of the main things that we've discussed with people in the past, it's the mental aspect. People who've got psychological issues, mental illness, and metal detecting helps phenomenally, absolutely phenomenally.
It's weird because about 4 years ago, I was taken into hospital. You don't know this, Dave. I was taken into hospital, and I had something wrong with me. I'd lost a lot of weight, and I thought I had cancer. And they walked me into resus, and the girl said, "I've never walked anyone into resus before." I said, "Well, what's wrong with me?" She said, "I don't know." And I went into resus, had drips on me and everything, and they said, "Oh, you've got ketone acidosis." I said, "Well, what's that?" And she said, "Oh, it's where your blood turns to acid." And I said, "What?" And she said, "Yeah." She said, "You could die in the next hour. You could have a stroke, heart attack, or go into a coma." I was like, "Well, why?" And she said, "Oh, the doctor will tell you." Anyway, I was in hospital, and they got me better, and I was diagnosed as type 1 diabetes. Now, diabetes, I thought, was where you eat a lot of cake and a lot of chocolate.
Right.
I've got that.
Yeah. Type 1 was due to a virus I got, which upset my pancreas, and
Wow.
my immune system is shot, and I have to inject insulin. But I still have to have regular exercise. I don't like running. I don't like cycling, especially UK roads. So I need a form of exercise. So what better exercise that I can control at a good pace? So you're out, you're walking, you're digging, and for me, it's been a lifesaver because I still keep fit. I can control it, and I don't really. It's such a great hobby for good regular exercise. It's not strenuous like squash or I'm trying to think of American thing, but it's not as bad as darts or pool or snooker. It's something which is a nice flow, and you can control it. If you want to go out and you want to go crazy and detect for like 12 hours, which my detecting mate does, I'd probably do 7 or 8 hours on average.
Right.
But it's so good for your health. It really, really is. And I for your mental health as well. The minute those tones, that headphones in your ear, and you hear those tones, everything turns off. Everything turns off for me. And all I'm worried about is finding history and unearthing it. And I love the way you, Nathan, you give back. So you find a good find, and you'll put it back in the ground for someone else to find.
Right. I mean, I think it's just ultimately we preserve the history. And if someone that I know personally gets it, I know they're never going to get rid of it. So we're not wasting the history. The history is always going to be on display rather than melted, smelted into money. Money is money, and that's wonderful. Everybody loves money, and that's great. But I think that when you dig something historic, it should be recognized for as long as it can be, I don't know. That's my personal opinion. But as far as what you were saying about metal detecting for health reasons, I literally went metal detecting yesterday. I'm getting surgery literally on the 21st. I was still metal detecting yesterday. I'm in agonizing pain, but you know what? When I go out there, I forget that I'm in pain. I forget it.
Yeah. I go out with a bad back or something, and I think, I don't really feel up to it. And then suddenly, after half an hour, I've forgotten the fresh air, sun. Yeah,
and then you try and get up and can't.
No, that's when I get home. I'm on the
That
top
happened to me yesterday.
But yeah, that's nice hearing, Nathan. That's nice.
Nathan, where are we? Metal Detecting in Devon asks, what is your surname?
My surname is Matthews.
Nathan Matthews.
I have two first names, basically. Nathan Matthews.
Nicola Roberts said, Adrian, she's got type 1 diabetes and found out exactly the same way as yourself.
Well, that's amazing. Keep going.
Nick West over in Metal Detecting War Relics. He's in Spain. He says he has the whole of Galicia to detect, as he is the only detectorist in Galicia.
Good for him.
John Titchin, he's in the thingy. John, I hope you're all right, mate. We did say at the start of the show, I hope you're doing fine, pal. Hope you're bearing up and everything sorts out. Thoughts are with you, mate, and we do. People in the chat room before chatting and exactly the same as ourselves. Wish you all the very best to yourself and to Jackie. So keep in there, mate. You'll be fine. Let's go metal detecting. Sure we will.
I like it, by the way.
I'm going to trip over now to have a look at this week's finds. Obviously, Nathan join in, and at the end of the finds, we'll go over to the images that you sent a bit later on and carry on the conversation.
Okay.
So where am I? We're on that one. So that's not the one. We want that one. So this is a Darren Richardson. Some beautiful finds again. I presume this is the same feel as he's been having the lead tokens out of, Adrian.
Yeah, Christ, he's lucky.
Isn't he? I know he's got a few close-ups of the hammered.
That little hammered.
So yeah, he's had another token. That looks like one anyway.
Yeah, very nice.
I presume he's using a Garrett as well.
I found something good with my Garrett last week, actually.
What did you find?
A ring. I'll show you.
All right. Of consequence?
I'll let you decide.
You'll have to show me at the end because I can't see anything but what's on my screen.
All right.
So there's the other side of that hammered. So that'll be Elizabeth. I can tell that one. Woohoo! This is Ian Jackson. Now, Ian Jackson has had a remarkable find this week. spoke to him about it, and he's going to the fines liaison officer with it, and it's not even metal. Beautiful old key, that one. Last week he had a barrel tap key, I think. And he's had a number of buttons, so he decided to give them a good clean. So
I'm surprised to see someone kept their buttons. Every time I go to Detectival, I will dig a bunch of buttons, and all of the guys there just laugh at me.
Oh, I love buttons. I keep every single, even if it's a non-entity button, I keep every single one.
Me too. I love all my buttons.
Now, I believe these are from a hand grenade.
Yeah.
Or hand grenades, the screwy end bit, I think. That's what I read on the post anyway. So we like Ian's finds. He sends everything, even if it's nothing of consequence. He'll send it, and it's great to see. It's great to see the passion. And there it is. Look at that. He's found a flint arrowhead, a surface find as well on one of his fields. So you're talking probably Neolithic. You're talking a good few thousand years. And it's absolutely wonderful. Just missing one of the barbs at the bottom there. But fantastic surface find when metal detecting that, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
So well done, Ian Jackson, better known as Sky's dad. And this is a knife handle that he found as well, with the word Tyne written on it. Scotty B could have that. Oh, actually, it'll be too big for his hands, won't it? Sorry, Scotty. Some more of Ian's finds. Now, this is a friend of mine called Stuart Payne, and this was what he discovered this week. So as you can see, we'll have a close-up in the moment. This is the police. So what will that be? Well, the Edinburgh bomb squad had to come out. A 5-hour trip to where Stuart lives. And they took it away to another site to explode it. But it was fantastic. Ian, straight away, it was night time. There was another image that I haven't downloaded, another image of the police there at night as well. It was all taped off. And there's a bit of a close-up. So, thank you to Nick West. As soon as I saw it, I thought, I know we'll know what that is. I contacted Nick West, excuse me, and he said it is a high explosive artillery shell, a HE shell. So, needless to say, that's why it was taken away to be dealt with by the bomb squad. So I think as well that was probably World War II. Now, we had a couple of weeks ago, we had Simon and Chris Weller on the show, and we were talking about the Dragoon site that they've got, which was the late 1700s. And he's cleaned up and put a picture together of all the different buttons and such like that they've found at the site. And there's horse brasses, there's all sorts on there. Some of the things that we showed on that show from this particular site, Nathan, I think you probably recognise it better. I don't know if you've ever seen the film Zulu with Michael Caine.
Oh,
what is it called?
Zulu.
Zulu. I haven't seen it.
Right. It was basically a place in Africa, and I can't remember the country, but there was a place called Rorke's Drift, where the what we'll call the British Army Dragoons were held up against multiple African people, the Zulus, and fought them off, basically. Fantastic film from was it the 60s, Adrian?
I grew up with it, so it's probably the 60s, yeah, mid-60s, 65, I think.
Do you know what? I'm going to IMDb it because IMDb knows all.
Yep.
But yes,
Nathan, if you can watch it. It's a really good film.
I'm gonna watch
64. You were close.
Suffering.
1 year out.
That's my favorite year for music, actually. 64.
Well, basically, the British Army in that wear like a white helmet and a red tunic. So it's not them exactly, but it'll give you an indication of what we're looking at the moment. and these are some more of the finds as well. So we're hoping to get Chris and Simon on in the future when they've basically collated all the finds, because what they actually done, Nathan, was they plotted out a small area, I don't know, say 5-10 meters, 10 feet, gridded it out and concentrated entirely on that area. So what you've just seen comes from a very, very, very small area. But what the site that they're looking at was this Dragoons, the British Army types. It was their campsite and training facility, they believe. So you can imagine the amount of things that are coming up.
Oh my God! Imagine how many more of those buttons are going to be there.
Oh, undoubtedly.
And they're beautiful, super ornate, beautiful buttons.
Yeah.
Jealous.
So here we are with Rhode Island Relics, pound to the ground. Fantastic. Who does your logos for you, yourself?
No, I wish. No, I've been working with this designer since I was a musician, or way back. And yeah, he makes all like this logo and all the logos for the store and whatnot. He's very expensive, but he's very good at what he does.
That is a beautiful logo. I think you've got another one coming up as well in a bit. So obviously in the UK, we personally, I'm not au fait with American finds. Now the best that we've had was what was called in the UK American Diggers, KG and Ringy. So that's our introduction to American finds, basically. So tell us what we're looking at.
Well, it depends. The coins that you have that I sent you pictures of, these are all coins from my events. So these are people that come out to my events and dig these things. So the top left corner, that's a peace dollar. Below that's a Morgan dollar, silver Washington, Standing Liberty, Barber, Mercury dimes, another Barber dime, Matron head, and the last two are Indian head pennies. Now our history is not that old. I keep saying that, but you can actually find like one of our best things to find would be a 1652 pine tree shilling or an oak tree shilling. People find those, and that changes your life forever here. I mean, wow. It's just, that's our favorite stuff. I mean, out there, you guys have it made because you've got so many old things. But here, the 1600s, 1700s is really what we look for. These coins are all mainly 1800s coins, except for that peace dollar, which is in the 1900s.
1922.
Yep.
The Indian head pennies, that's one that I actually did recognize then. It's one that I could say before you said it was an Indian head penny. So
yeah,
that's something I'd love to. If I came over to America, I don't know the history of the coinage and such like, but the Indian head penny, I think that would be something that I'd like to personally find.
Right. Yeah. No. So here it's like values. It really depends on what people are looking for. Now, if you're here looking to get rich off of metal detecting, you're going to have to find a lot of gold. And the reality is, if you're here looking to get rich off metal detecting, most of the people that are metal detecting don't want to metal detect with you. You know, I mean, we're all about finding the history here. In the events, what I try to do for people is give them the opportunity to find something that they couldn't find normally. So whether or not you find it in a seated hunt or a natural hunt, there's a huge difference, but it's still an exciting experience for them to come out and get the opportunity to find something that they're never going to have the chance to find, you know, it's going to take them a long, long time to find it.
Yeah. So on your seeded hunts, the likes of the coins that we're looking at, will you put them in the ground beforehand, or is it, as well as tokens and such like?
Well, so we will go there 2 to 3 days early, depending upon the size. Now, we had an event in Plattsburgh, which maxed out with, I think, 1,250 guests all together. So it was a lot of seating on lots of acres of land. This last event was much smaller, but it still took about 2 days to seed the entire property. I mean, that's $6,000 worth of coins and, 3 people digging holes and putting the coins in the ground. Now, the benefit here is we also have natural as well as seeded coins. So you can find natural history as long as you're in a great property. This happened to be the second oldest farm in Rhode Island. So we had a pretty incredible hunt.
Now, you see, from my perspective in the UK, because I don't know of any seeded hunts in the UK apart from prize tokens and such like.
Right.
But to me, being the second oldest farm in Rhode Island, wouldn't that, for me, I would feel that would ruin the potential of finding the history of that site, given that it's been seeded? Does that not affect your judgments?
No, it's totally. So here, you put silver in the ground, it's coming out of the ground. There is no question that every coin that I put in the ground is going to come out of the ground. Mm-hmm. We were there for 15 minutes and someone had already pulled 40 pieces of silver out of the ground.
Wow.
I mean, the reality is all of the natural stuff is going to be there mixed in with the seeded stuff as well. So people are going to have the benefit of finding the old amazing history, also finding new silver, not new silver, but seeded silver. So it's basically just a prize. It's just fun to go out there.
I understand that, but given you when you're actually finding, or when one of your guests is finding one of the actual site history pieces, be it a buckle, be it a button, be it a coin, how are you able to determine that that's from the site itself?
Oh, that's easy, because everything we put in the ground is beautiful. So you're not going to find a beautiful coin in the ground here naturally. Everything is completely corroded.
Right.
So except now, if it's silver comes out looking beautiful, but we'll know directly if it's a silver coin we've placed or a silver coin someone found naturally. It has a different tarnish color on it, and we'll know right away like it's not something we seeded. Or if it's really scratched up and has like corrosive copper look to it, not that beautiful green patina, that's not us. We don't put that kind of stuff in the ground. Everything we put in the ground looks meticulously kept. So
well, obviously I don't know the American soil conditions and the makeup of the soil, so obviously to do something like that in the UK, we do get coins coming up looking like that now. In different sites. And I mean, Adrian, you found things yourself exactly the same.
Yeah, it's silver for me. It depends on what. In the 60s and 70s, a lot of chemicals we used. A lot of chemicals.
In the UK?
Yeah, massively so. And
you guys call that, what do you call that? You call that green something? What is it
called?
Green waste. Green waste.
That's a different thing. That's different. But my uncle, he was a farmer and he worked on farmland in the 70s, and they used such a strong chemical one year that he actually lost all his pubic hair and started growing breasts. So, yeah.
I must have had some of that, by the way.
Yeah, I think. Well, yeah. But he went to the doctor, and the doctor said, "What do you do?" And he said, "I'm a farmer." And he said, "Oh, they're using blah blah on the fields." And I can't remember what it was now, but he actually, it was down to the chemicals. Now,
wow.
I've dug on some fields, and you dig up a coin, a Roman, and it is absolutely caked and corroded. Last week or the week before, I dug up a lovely Roman coin, really good condition, and it was near a stream, and obviously it wasn't farmed heavily. I dug a gold coin last month, and that came out as if the day it was dropped.
Right. I could have you guys look at my Roman coins and tell me what they are.
Well, we've got I've got a contact in the USA who I've never known anybody be able to discuss Roman coins and artifacts. Chip Krawinski, something like that. I'll put you in contact with him. And
I have
top guy.
I have one particular coin that is like, it literally looks like it was dropped yesterday. And I found that I was out with the guys from Joan Allen, and they Luke brought me out to this amazing permission, and Matt, and I got hammered, and then I just found this beautiful Roman coin. It was like basically on the surface. It was absolutely gorgeous, and I know what some of the other ones are, but this particular one, I don't know what it is.
I'll be pretty sure that Chip would definitely be able to sort that. Let's go on to the next image anyway.
Okay.
So there we go. a nice coil with a fine array. Now, is that a spearhead or is it a bit of? I don't know if you've ever watched The Detectorist, the British TV series.
My favorite scene is when he's looking at the gate and he's like, "Oh, look, it's a spear," and he finds out that it's just the top of the gate.
Yeah.
So, what are we actually looking at the centre there? Is it something exciting?
To me, it looks like an old file, so I don't think it's all that amazing. Those pieces in the back are just harmonica pieces, and then I think that's a piece to a drawer pull there that's just a little ornament. Right. Yeah. And then all that silver is what they pulled out of the ground at our seeded hunt.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, you got to think of it this way. Like, if you come to an event like this, you get to hang out with all of your friends who are also metal detectorists. You get to dig treasure out of the ground and take it with you. So, I mean, it's a pretty cool thing. It's different here than it is there, but I think the appeal is just really hanging out with your friends and metal detecting. And I mean, when there's hundreds of people metal detecting, you feel at home, you know?
So there's another great collection of, I take it these are some of the seeds as well?
Oh, yeah, this is probably Dick Doug. Oh, no, this is someone else. Yeah, those are all seeded. And you can tell because none of them really have any tarnish on them. They're pretty beautiful. I mean, I would still consider them cull coins, but they're still beautiful.
Where do you get your coins from? Obviously, you need to get a mass of coins before the event. Where do you get them from?
Well, I won't tell the name of the person that I buy them from because he sells them to me at a rate that I don't want other people trying to get.
So it's a coin dealer that you actually get them off.
He's a coin dealer, and he's a few states away, but he always provides me with the best stuff, and he also sponsors the event. So he puts some free stuff in there for me as well, and I've also been working with him now for several years. So
we in the UK we have car boot sales. I don't know if you'd call them flea markets or whatever. You know, with all the cars with the boots. Yeah. And you know the amount of old coins that you're able to pick up. I mean, I've got so many, it's untrue. And we go and I always have a look through the coins. And to create a seeded hunt in the UK, Adrian, would be simple with the amount of things you could find like that on a car boot sale. Or the amount of finds that you've got in the back room that you don't really want.
It's really funny, Dave. I was at a car boot sale last weekend, and there was a guy selling coins. And I looked and I thought, oh, yeah, I found that the other day. And it's like, to me, it's like nice bit of history, nice coin. And he's selling it for £75.
Wow. And
whilst I was talking to him, a guy came up with his girlfriend and he spent £160 on buying coins.
Wow.
I was like, this is a car boot sale. I go with like £1 in change and I haggle on sort of like, I don't know, a foot spar for 50p or something. But there is some interesting coins. And as I was walking up the aisles of the boot sale, there's a guy who had some butter pots, like plastic containers. And in it, he had crotal bells, all the sort of stuff, buttons.
Yeah.
And I looked at him, I said, are you a metal detectorist? He went, yeah. And he said, you're the first person, I've been doing this for 4 years, the first person to say this. I said, does anyone buy this? He went, no. And I said, for me, the finds he had in that little container, it's like crotal bells, he had lead weights, he had all the stuff we like finding. But yeah, you're right, there's a lot of stuff out there, and to do something like this would be quite easy, really.
It would.
And it's finding treasure. I just want to, interject a bit. Nathan, in the comments, Richard Hill found an Indian head penny over here in the UK. And also Stan's Lad found an Indian head penny, 1866, near Bicester in Oxfordshire. So it's really weird, isn't it? I mean,
but I always find UK coins over here. I mean,
really?
they just make their way, you know? They make their way.
What age have you found UK coins?
Just, you know, like I got this 1949, I want to say. I don't know all of the people on the coins, but he's bald. 1949 or something like that.
Yeah.
green.
Oh.
Not super old, but still over here. You know, we find stuff like that randomly. But finding an Indian head penny in the UK, that must be pretty tough. You have a lot of land over there.
Yeah, I find a lot of American Second World War coins.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, near where I detect, there's an American airfield, and we find a lot of American coins there. But it's interesting how coins. I love. What's Dave doing?
I've got my box, big box, and I've got in it. There's an American. It's not a coin, but it's something, and it's American. And I'm just trying to find it because I'm desperate. I asked Mike Hare a couple of years ago, and he had no idea what it was, and I can't find it.
I don't want you guys to think that we seed relics. We don't. We don't put any relics in the ground.
Yeah.
We only put coins in the ground. Any valuable coins go in the ground. No relics.
Oh, that's interesting.
Ruin the whole trip. Yeah. Ruin the whole adventure.
Nathan, chaps, can I just say I love the idea of seeded rallies. I think it's a really, really good idea.
Thank you.
And equally, we kind of touched on the, in America with regards to sort of messing with history. You know, in the UK, it would be tougher because it would be a lot more difficult to kind of differentiate between what had been seeded and what was naturally found.
Right.
But I think what you're doing is absolutely brilliant, and I do still think there's a real market for it in the UK, kind of metal detecting, but almost mixing a bit of sport, looking for tokens, or I think it's brilliant, and I would definitely come to one of your rallies. Absolutely, I think it's good fun, and you go out on a field and you're not potentially maybe going to find something. There's something there to find.
Yeah. Well,
I think it's brilliant.
It's
just very complicated in the UK because of the football and technical scheme, etc. But
yeah, your history is much longer than ours, so you got a lot of coins that you'd have to be burying and whatnot. But my opinion on that would be, if it wasn't based on that sort of thing, like my brain when I think of having an event like that in the UK is it being the ultimate prize, because people deserve, if they're spending money to go somewhere, you should give them, it's the gift of them enjoying that event. So you plant something, say you have a particular thing. I don't know, you guys do token hunts over there and whatnot, but I don't know, following that routine and just making it astronomically big for people, that's the best thing on the planet. Our upcoming event has got $100,000 worth of silver going in the ground.
Yeah.
And then a grand prize of $25,000. Like, it sounds crazy, but it's totally worth it.
I think the whole idea is amazing, and what it does is, even in our country, it will put life back into tired fields, and life back into tired farms,
right.
To be able to mix that, but we would have to be able to differentiate between what's seeded and what's natural.
Right.
But I do honestly, if I was going on a weekend rally and I knew there was one token out there that was worth £1,000, it's going to keep you out there.
Right.
Or some American coins out there, something that's not applicable to pass, a gold American coin, a silver American coin. I think the whole idea is absolutely brilliant. And I think, yes, we've got the history in the UK, but I think we're really missing a trick with regards to seeded hunts. I really do. And your ideas, like you were saying about detecting but without a pinpointer, detecting at night but without torches, I think all these things are really, really good fun.
Right.
And I think it's a real shame we don't do it, not instead of what we currently do, but to complement what we do.
Right. I mean, I'm not going to lie, Detectival is fantastic. I mean, well, I didn't find anything at Detectival last year, but Detectival before that was fantastic.
Oh, I love Detectival. Detectival's brilliant, but I mean, this is something that could be done in larger or smaller scales.
Right.
But I think we've got a real almost phobia around the word seeded.
Right.
In the UK.
me. I've noticed. Because in America, seated hunts are a huge thing. Anytime I've talked to anybody about a seated hunt in the UK, it's sort of laughable over there. But if you think about it, if you're successful with running events like that, you're bringing money to the communities that need it and people that need that money. And it's very, very important to keep your economy alive. And right now, with coronavirus and the struggle we've been going through over here, this sort of thing is very helpful. We're bringing thousands of people into a small town where there's small shops, and they're buying goods from these small shops and keeping these towns afloat. So I love it for that reason as well.
Fantastic. I've got a wee story in the comments from Metal Detecting in Devon. I dug on a field in Poulton, Doddleston, where Chester Racecourse burnt down. I actually know that very well. And the night soil was put on his land. The night soil was put on his land in 1986-87, can't remember now. But the farmer went along picking up gold sovereigns off the soil, which was where the stands were burnt down. Later, Time Team went on there and found a monastery on the land, and they were not allowed to detect there because it's a historic site. Do you know, the coin I was looking for, I can't lay my hands on it, but I did find one. I don't know how I come across this, an American coin. Let's have a, no, that's not going to show it whatsoever. It is the world's greatest pioneer show. It's a $1 trade dollar from Saskatoon Diamond Jubilee.
Wow, where did you get that?
I can't remember. Honestly, can't remember. I've dug it up somewhere.
Yeah, those are the items that we love here. For me, I love trade tokens. That was we call them hard times tokens. That's when we were going through the Depression over here, and we had those tokens handed out for goods that you couldn't necessarily afford at the time, but that's what the token was for and whatnot. So it's a pretty cool part of our history, and I know I have a few. You don't come across them very often, but when we do find them, it's definitely the find of the day.
We have a similar thing in the UK, token-wise. Back in the 1700s, companies, I mean, I've got one, a Druid token. A company called the Paris Mining Company in Anglesey created their own, more or less, coinage, which was available. They gave it to their employees, and the employees were able to use it at their shops or related things. So I've got a few of them now, Adrian. I'm sure you have as well.
Yeah, it's true. My dad has collected tokens for the last 50 years. So he's very much into tokens, big time.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Certainly.
What are your favorite finds?
Mine is quite simple. It's a pair of Victorian nutcrackers. I've found a part of a hoard of a Jetton hoard, which is a gaming token, is the easiest way to describe it, isn't it, Adrian?
Yeah. It's
but the Victorian nutcrackers, they're so ornate and beautiful, and to know that they were used by somebody, it's a relic, and it's only Victorian. It's just over 100 years or so old, but I just absolutely love them.
Right. What about you?
Me, it's not because of the value or whatever, but last year I was detecting with my friend, and when you get days where you just don't find anything, and I was just sort of a little bit tired, a little bit fed up, and we were detecting a field we've detected 3 or 4 times, and I went up to the path near the edge of the field, and my machine got a signal, and I was using a router sort of 71. Have you heard of those routers machines?
Routers, yeah.
It was the Alta 71, and I was sort of semi-field testing it, and I got a signal, and it was showing a bit. It was like it was foil or trash.
Yeah.
But I thought I'd dig it anyway because I was just about to sit down, and I dug down and I found a medieval gold bishop's ring with a cabochon sapphire. And that dates from, I think it's 13th to 14th century. Really nice ring, beautiful blue sapphire in it, and and it's now with the treasure people in the UK who are assessing it. It's been assessed as treasure. They're just doing the thing. But what I love about that is I dug down. It was only that deep.
Wow.
It was really, and I pulled it out the ground. I thought it was a child's, like in the UK, Christmas crackers, you know.
Yeah.
Toy ring. And I put it on my finger and carried on detecting. And then I saw my friend a few minutes later and showed him. He swore at me and started shouting at me like an idiot. And I just went, well, it's just like a kid's ring. And basically, it's currently, I'm all right, that's right, my daughter. And basically, it's a lovely ring because I put that on my finger and I thought the last time someone wore this,
Right,
like 600 years ago, and that to me is my favourite find. But I do have other finds. I love buckles.
yeah.
I've got a buckle here, and lots of buckles. The Garrett Apex I've been testing it lately, and I've been finding lots of buttons and lots of buckles with the Apex. I don't know why, but lots of buttons and lots of buckles, but nice buckles. Really
Yeah,
nice.
I love buckles as well. Any buttons or buckles over here, I love them.
Luke, can we just share the screen a moment? I just want to show Nathan what the Druid's pennies are, just so he gets an idea of what they are in the UK. Are we sharing?
I don't see anything.
Let's try. Let's try again. Share screen, Mr. Higgins. We'll just carry on talking. It'll pop up hopefully in a moment. Luke will put it on, and then just to show you what a Druid's penny looks like. But to me, because I've spent so much time in Anglesey, which is a small island off the coast of North Wales in the UK, finding that so far away from Anglesey was astonishing. And also, I mean, I've been privy to people finding American coins. I've found 2 Nazi German Reichspfennig, and it always, you know, picking them up and looking at them and thinking, how did that get here?
Right.
It's fantastic, absolutely fascinating.
For me, I mean, even though it's the 1940s, that was such a epic time in history. So even like discovering something from 1945, you know, like you're like, wow. During that time, the world was changed. You know, we're Hitler was, I mean, that was a real thing. You know, that was a real thing. And like history is in that penny, you know, whatever it may be. Somebody was holding that penny during that time when Hitler was in power and crazy stuff was happening. Somebody was using that penny. That blows my mind. I don't know.
That's my ring, Nathan. Can you see that?
Your what?
My ring.
No.
Can you see that?
No, nothing sharing at the moment, which is a pity because we were gonna play out with a video that Nathan sent me as well. That's,
that's one of the videos from our events. I just
here we go.
From,
oh, that's beautiful.
Oh my! Wow.
Yeah.
Haven't you got weird fingers, Adrian?
Yeah,
no,
right.
I think I'm highly dehydrated because I've got fingers like a 90-year-old woman. But,
there is a map on your finger.
Yeah, I think I got that, and I think
Wow, that is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, but do you know what? That is what I love about that is that was trash. I wasn't going to dig that, and it just goes to show that you should always dig.
I say that to everyone. People ask me all the time, how do you find all these gold rings? How do you find this stuff? Dig the bad signals. Just dig them if they repeat. You have no idea what they're going to be. I mean, with the CTX 3030, you've got a little bit of a benefit because of the ferrous, non-ferrous. So I can go over a gold coin, it'll ring up at the 409. I know immediately there's a huge chance that it's going to be gold.
Yeah.
So.
Stan's lad, yes, the Druid's penny is the one with the scrolled letters and the old bloke with a hoodie on. And metal detecting Devon, the Royal Charter Shipwreck beach at Mulfra, fantastic. Some of the my very, very early years with my dad and my 2 uncles, who my auntie and uncle lived in Anglesey and Benlock. My uncle still does, and my cousins. spent years on Malfra. It was absolutely fantastic. My sharing isn't working for some reason. I'm not sure why. Because Luke, have we got any issues with my sharing at all?
I think it's slow, Dave. I think it takes about half a minute.
Right. I've been trying to oh, there we go. Marvelous. Yeah. So if I just pull that image up, there you go. That's the Druids token.
Lovely.
As you can see,
about the hoodie.
PMC, the Paris Mining Company. Wow. The Druids were supposed to be a religious order, more or less, before pre-Romans and such like. So there you go. Anyway, I'm going to be sharing again in a moment because obviously, as I said, we are able now to share again. And we're going to be playing out the show with the video that Nathan sent over. So, Nathan, it's been absolutely great to meet you and speak to you. It's the whole seeded hunt, as Luke says, it's... I didn't have any bad thoughts about it, but being in the UK, I was just, well, how's that going to work? But as you've explained it, yeah, it's a great concept.
Thank you. Yeah, and we don't, I said this, we don't seed any relics. So the only thing we seed are these beautiful coins, are, brand new, not brand new, but beautiful bought coins. So any relics you find, those are going to be natural. Everything's going to be natural as far as that goes.
Fantastic. Well,
Dave,
Adrian,
one question which Tidy Treasure Hunters just brought up. I know we're closing.
Right, yeah.
Does he think the hobby? This is a question for Nathan. Does he think the hobby has grown in the last 3 years? And I'd be interested in your thoughts on this.
It is absolutely grown. I can tell you from my first event till my events now, the interest is absolutely grown exponentially. I mean, my shop normally is packed with people buying equipment. Over here, it is this new fantastic hobby to get out and enjoy life during Corona. So it definitely has grown exponentially since Corona, actually. But yes, it's been growing anyhow over the last few years. And I love to see it grow because I love to see the kids getting involved in it. And rather than being out wasting their lives, they can be doing something like this, uncovering history and like really learning about our country and learning about countries all over the planet, there's so much beauty in history. So yeah, it definitely has grown and it's going to keep growing. And that's my positive way of thinking. Visualize to materialize.
Fantastic. Might use that myself.
Yeah.
Well, first and foremost, Nathan, as well as obviously thanking you for coming on, it's been a great show. I've really enjoyed having you on.
Thank you.
I hope that your first operation on the 21st goes absolutely swimmingly.
Thank
you. You're able to crack on in the future. Obviously, you've got a series, but I hope it all works great. And obviously, we'd like to have you back on in the future. Any videos that you put together of any of the events, I'm sure, well, myself and I'm sure Luke and Adrian and the viewers would love to see more from yourself over in Rhode Island.
Well, thank you. And anytime you guys want to come by as some guests to our event, feel free to come by. No charge. Just come and hang out and see how it is, and maybe you'll love it,
Well, Mrs. Sadler wants to go to New York for the 50th, so I might get a train up your way maybe, because I'm not sure it won't be that far.
I'm not that far. I'm about 3.5 hours to 5 hours, depending on where in New York you're going.
So I'm going to try and do that. What are we here? 3 years. So I'll look you up in 3 years.
Okay.
Keep in touch, obviously.
I would love that.
I won't take Mrs. Sadler. She can go walking up state buildings and such like. Right. Again, Nathan, thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you guys so much.
Let me just see if I've got any more notifications. Next week, we've got Graham Dempsey on. Look at the pinned post at the top of the Big Detecting Show Facebook page, where you can win a fantastic bundle from Composite Pen Company. Now, Composite Pen Company of this week signed an agreement where all their products will be exclusively sold by Regtons in the UK. So you might want to look this gent up as well. If you think on and you've got time next week to watch the show, you might be fascinated to see the product that our guest will be talking about. It's all sorts of things for cleaning your coins and relics, and obviously keeping them looking good in the future. And what's the word, Adrian?
Sausages.
Sausages. It'll sausage them. No, that's not the word. Cleaning and looking after them in the future. There you go.
They're very good at preserving the artifacts.
Preserving. That's the word. So
I use the wax.
Yeah, I've got some of his bits here. What have I got here at the moment? I've got the little tools that go into the pencil itself. There's the metal tools and the fine coin and artifact cleaning powder, which is an abrasive that you add to the wax itself to more ingested dirt on it. So ingested isn't the word, is it? You know what I'm talking about. So anyway, it's been a great show. Thank you to all the viewers. Thank you to Nathan. Thank you to Adrian. Everybody, I hope you have a great week. I'm sharing the screen and we will play out with some of Nathan's video. So thank you all, and we'll see you next week at 8 o'clock with Graham Dempsey. Thanks again, young man.
Cheers, mate.
Take care.
Dave, hi again, my friend. Reshare your screen. Dave.
I think they're ready, Scott. Let me know if they're tired.
Bang, bang! All right, second hit. First was a buff.
Still in time,
What is in the box? Say hello.
Hello.
What's in the box, Bananas? Have a look. What's in it? What is it? What is it? Nelly, what's in the box? Look.
Mini detector.
Mini detector.
Thank you for how many hearts we love them.
No worries, Bonnie.
Thank you for how many hearts we love them.
If
Thank
no-
you for how many hearts we love them.
Good.
Our most loved ones, kids, hooked on technology and disconnected from nature. And we, as parents, try to encourage them to go outside, explore and play, and teach them history. Yet, it seems hopeless at times.